Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm just getting everything organized. Hi. Now, let me know if you can hear me okay, because we've had a couple issues the last few times with my audio. And so I want to make sure. Can you guys hear me? Lexi, what are you doing? So good to see you here. I saw you got a reading. I'm super excited. Amazing. So, a couple things I want to just check, making sure the audio is okay because the audio's been a little dicey, just to say, you know. And tonight, okay, good. Because last week someone said, I can barely hear you. And I was like, I have my mic on. What's happening? Hi, guys. How are we doing? I feel like I should start playing music in the background of my live streams. I've just decided that's going to be a thing. So we're going to get started in a second. So welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. So a couple things before we sort of get the ball rolling. I'm going to take this off the screen and kind of go over what we're going to do tonight. So first of all, welcome. I am so good. I know. How are we doing? Exactly. So tonight's going to be really fun because Friday night, of course, and we haven't done zodiac readings in about a month, and we're so long overdue. And so that's the agenda for tonight. Now, as always, once we get the party started, we usually start with just a collective message. What's coming up in general for everybody? What do we need to know? What I would say guides are coming forward? What's in the collective's energy that we connect with? Now, the collective for different people is different things because some people are not going to resonate with this message. Most of the people I would say who aren't as conscious on their spiritual path most likely will not resonate with this message. But because all of you do and you're on that path, then we're going to be just heading in. So one of the things I have been doing is I've been tilting my camera down and showing images based upon that, because then I feel like you get a really good image of the cards and then things of that nature. So we're going to start with the collective and see what comes forth. Now, last week, every week, we usually on a Friday night, we call upon one of the goddesses and to see who's coming forward, what the message is. So I am, if you're new, by the way, my name's Carey. I am a medium and I'm also a trance medium. So I am very accustomed to connecting with different guides. And I would say that would be goddesses, ascended masters, archangels, and bringing forth messages that help all of us. So we're going to start with that. We're going to start with that very point. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to just do a little bit of a clearing here with our incense. And we're going to just do a little bit of smoke to sort of just set the tone, get the energy nice and clear, get us nice and smoothed out. How are things going in New York, Lexi? This is copal, an amazing alternative if you don't want to use sage, which of course is understandable. So we're going to just we go first of all in the reverse. I would say we would call this counterclockwise to remove any energy, negative energy that we no longer serves us. And then we're going to go forward, setting our intentions for the highest good, for clarity, healing, insight, from those that wish us well. Only beings of light and healing and benevolence are allowed here. And so it is. And I'm just going to open up my energy and see what's coming forward. Now, last week, we had a wonderful spirit visiting us to start. We had Bridget, who is one of the Irish goddesses, and she's very connected in with this time of year with Irish tradition. I would say she's connected in with one of the it's more of a spring energy around Imbolc. So it's the very beginning of February. So her energy really came forward for us. So I'm going to just tap in and see who's here. All right. Welcome in if you're just joining us. We're just getting started. We're going to be tapping in and seeing which one of the goddesses is here and giving us a message. Then we're going to move into the zodiac readings, which is very exciting. Hello, hello, Dion. It's nice to see you. Thank you for being here, everybody. Okay, I'm just going to open up my energy. I'm going to see which of the goddesses is here or who's coming forward. Sometimes it's another spirit. Sometimes that does happen, and we'll get the message. Okay, so let me just tap in. So I actually feel like I have one of the male spirits coming through that tends to work with us. I'm just going to see who this is. There's like a few of them that are coming forward. All right, this is interesting. This specifically is Archangel Zadkiel. I know, I so saw that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're getting your reading. Oh my gosh, amazing setter. I know, I'm excited for you, Lexi. So this is Archangel Zadkiel, who I haven't worked with quite as much, which I think is a very interesting energy. So I'm going to first go with what he's telling me and what we're getting. So the energy I'm feeling from him specifically is that he is really here for everyone's growth and ascension, and to essentially move the needle forward in a lot of your lives. Now, when you work with the archangels, they're available to all of us. It's not in any way restricted to any specific religion or any group of I would say people at all. They're open to everybody. And Archangel Zadkiel is no different. So I'm getting the sense of him almost like talking about the army of angels that you have at your disposal. So let's see what his message is. And then I do have Archangel message cards. I'll bring those out in a second. So yes, Archangel Zadkiel is here. He's talking about having an army of angels. Having an army of angels at your disposal. He's saying that many of you are making big changes in your life right now, and often you forget that you can connect with and use the power of all the archangels. That many of the archangels, they all have different roles that they play. They really they have, I would say, jobs that they're very good at. And so sometimes the sense I'm getting of this is that we often think, oh, I guess I'm going to call on the angels, but it tends to be like either a last resort, or it's vague, or you don't really ask them for specific things. Well, these archangels specifically are at your service. This is what I'm hearing. So it means that they're coming close to you. You can really help them. They can help you in all the different parts of your life. And the more you get to know about them, the stronger your connection will be, is what I'm hearing, which I know to be true, working with them myself. So let's just weave in and see what he's saying. I feel like especially Archangel Zadkiel, it helps you make separations from situations that you've outgrown, that don't serve you anymore, that feel as though they're kind of trapping you or limiting you, and you're not quite sure how you're going to make the changes. So this can be financial, this can be emotional, this can be spiritual, and this can also just be things in your head where you limit yourself and where you judge yourself. I can speak on this myself. Sometimes I think even with my own guides, I often forget to ask them for help when I'm trying to do so much myself. And I think remembering that these guides can help you in so many ways, that they can make big changes in a very short amount of time. But you have to be able to lean into the archangels to be able to ask them and not to be vague. Okay, so that's what he's mentioning. So there's a lot of power in the change with him especially. And I'm going to grab their cards, so bear with me. I'm seeing if I can remember where I have them. Oh, I have them right here. Okay, good. Okay, I love when it's easy. They're like, yes, we are making it easy for you. So again, we're connecting with Archangel Zadkiel. I've been working with the archangels again more than I used to, and that's just how it is sometimes when you're a spirit worker, right? And that's for everybody, that sometimes the guides you work with change over time. So, but your primary guides are always with you, okay? So let's just see where Archangel Zadkiel is in here. And we'll bring forth a message here from him. Okay, let's see if he's in here in this group. He probably should be. Okay. All right. If not, we will find him somewhere else in another one because I've got different things. So stick with me, guys. Yes, he's here. Okay, good. Well, he's coming in with a lot of purple, so let's just see what he has to say. He's definitely coming in like a friend. So let's see. Yes, 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 yes. So do you guys remember what we just said is that he was here for transformation and making big changes. And I'm getting the chills when I'm saying this. Here he is, Archangel Zadkiel. It's time for transmutation. Carry the violet flame. So if you guys could tell me in the chat how many of you have heard about the violet flame, and you can either put a thumbs up for yes, or put in a red emoji if you've never worked with or heard of the violet flame. Okay, and while you guys are putting your comments in, then I will read this. This is something that I've done for a long time, working with the violet flame, but it helps us transmute energy because the violet flame is just above the frequency of what we can see with our eyes. Okay, Imani, of course, and new for Lexi. Okay, good. Okay, amazing. Well, let's go ahead and just see what we're getting here for Zadkiel. Because the violet flame is something, isn't that beautiful? You can call on it any time, just at your disposal when you're wanting to transmute or release heavier energy. So here it is. Archangel Zadkiel oversees the different color vibrations of the violet ray of transmutation, which provides the energy to dissolve and, oh my God. Okay, I'll tell you guys this in a second. To dissolve and clear dense vibrations. He works with Saint Germain and also merges with Archangel Gabriel to create the cosmic diamond violet flame. When I was meditating and closing my eyes, honestly, I'm going to tell you this. I first was getting Saint Germain, and then I was like, oh, Saint Germain. And then all of a sudden, then Zadkiel came, and I'm just marveling at the fact that they do work together. And Saint Germain works with the violet flame. Okay. So this is the highest frequency energy currently available to enable us and the planet to clear the past. It will accelerate our ascension into the fifth dimension. Archangel Zadkiel is in charge of the lower chambers of the soul star chakras, which contain all unresolved karma. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, we're going to have, and here's the thing, most of you guys are now in my membership. And so we will be doing these kinds of transmissions if you join the membership. So be sure to do that. We're going to do healing transmissions. We're going to do powerful exercises for opening up your abilities, healing, all those things. Okay. Let's continue. Archangel Zadkiel is in charge of the lower chambers of our soul star chakras, which contain all unresolved karma and ancestral and genetic karma. From his etheric retreat above Cuba, which is interesting, he watches the energy of the earth, dispatching his violet angels and dragons to transmute negativity. Oh, I just got the chills when asked. Ready? So here's the guidance. This is a service card inviting you to join Archangel Zadkiel's transmutation team. His angels are looking for humans who can send them to people, places, situations, or ley lines that need to be cleansed. Start with yourself, invoke Archangel Zadkiel, and ask him to pour his violet ray through you, right through your cells. Then view situations around you and in your neighborhood. Send the violet ray to transmute any dense or stuck energies. Thirdly, send Archangel Zadkiel's violet angels and dragons to places in the world where they are needed. Your thoughts form a bridge of light along which they travel. Notice how this feels. Open yourself up to receive thanks from the universe and know that all service work is rewarded. Wow. So the healing and the transmutation was coming through so strong. And I love the fact that also Saint Germain is here as well. Now, we'll talk more about Saint Germain in the future another time. But tonight, wow, I'm just grateful. Here we go. Hang on. Okay, that's really special. So thank you to Archangel Zadkiel. If you're interested in that, that is by Diana Cooper. She's a wonderful spiritual teacher. She has a few books, and then she also has a lot of meditations and cards and things like that. So be sure to check out her page. I think she probably has a YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Who is ready for the Zodiac readings? Hooray! Okay, so if you're new and you're joining us, hello and welcome. It is Friday the 13th, a very auspicious night, and we are, if you don't know me, my name's Carey. I'm a medium, and we are doing readings tonight. I'm so excited to be with all of you. Now, sometimes I do yes, so tonight we're actually not doing any personal readings. These are all gonna, yay, Scorpio. So we are going to go through and we're gonna do readings. Now, I wanna tell you guys something special. This book I got is a calendar, but it also has a lot of things related to astrology in it and upcoming dates. And we have an important upcoming date happening on the 17th from an astrological perspective, and many of you know this already. And so something important is happening, and that we have an eclipse. So we have a solar eclipse. So we have the new moon in Aquarius, which is coming on the 17th. And then we have a solar eclipse. So anytime you have an eclipse, it's a very, it shakes things up, it moves energy, and there's tons of change. And the fact that it's in Aquarius, and then the other astrology we have going on is really playing a strong role in big transformation, okay? So be sure to check that out. I'm going to probably I'll do a reading, and if we have time, which will be more about the eclipse. And I'll let you guys vote on that. So do you guys want me to do the reading on the eclipse for the collective? But you know what else I can do? Why don't I do it this way? That'll be the reading I'm doing on the eclipse will be about each sign, because it's only 5 cards, and that's about what I usually pull. I think that's what we'll do. I think that's a good way to approach it, because that way we always have a structure the way we're reading, and it will be, what do we need to know for the eclipse? So, and for each sign, I think it's a good way of doing it. Okay, that's what we'll do. I might have to use my, because I don't have the prompt written down. And I don't want to take the time to do that, but we'll see what we got. Okay, exciting. All right, we're going to be starting. Here we go. Now, normally, this is going to say, it'll say things, which you'll see here. Hang on, where am I? Okay, so you'll see here, I think it's on this side. Now, I have a little trick to show you guys. When you're seeing me point, do you see me pointing right now towards the sign that says Aries, or am I pointing in the opposite direction? Because when I look at the replay, it's opposite for me. So if I'm pointing now, do you guys see me pointing at the sign that says Aries? Let me know. And if I'm not, that's okay too. I just want to get my thing straight, my visuals straight. So am I pointing at the sign now or no? And then we're going to get started. I'm going to see what cards they want me to bring. I think they're wanting, like, we're doing big energy, so we're going to do solar. We're going to do this beautiful deck I have, which many of you know. Love it. So let me know. Am I pointing right now towards the sign that says Aries? Let me know in the chat. All right. What other cards do you want to do for this, by the way? Interesting. You guys keep doing your thing. I'm going to grab something. Okay. This will be interesting. And we're going to kind of stick with the same cards. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be about each sign, and we're going to figure out what you need to know for the things connected to the solar eclipse. So it's just big changes, because you guys know me. I do mostly, yes, I do readings on topics, but I also really do readings on what you need to know for your spiritual growth, development, your healing journey. Okay, your ascension. All right. So I haven't heard anything back from you guys. I'm going to check this chat to see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Lilia, thank you. I know. I don't know why the chat's always delayed. She said, yes, you're pointing at a sign. So for me, it's opposite. So it's over here. Okay. So then I'm going to put my cards here. That's going to be strange. Okay. So first of all, here we go. We're starting with Aries. Who here is an Aries? Thanks, guys. I'm just getting that now. Amber, Eileen, I finished the reading. It's taking a little while to upload, but I got you covered. All right, guys, here we go. Amazing. We're so excited about this. Okay, good. We're on our way. Here we go. Okay, so we are starting with our friends, the Aries. Thank you, honey. Okay, Aries, this is for you. Sun, moon, rising, or north node. We're going to be pulling 5 cards for each. We're going to be here a while. If you can't stay, everything will be absolutely time stamped, so you can come back and look at it later. It'll all be nicely laid out. Okay, guys, that's the deal. By tomorrow, probably afternoon. So let's start with this. These are going to be a 5-card pull, and we're going to be looking at different things related to the eclipse, which is really more of a season. So the first thing we're getting, and I'm going to put my camera down so everybody can see. Okay. And so I'm going to move a few things so that you guys can see really clearly all my cards. I will be holding up every card so you can see it. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and just let me know in the chat clearly. All right, guys, so we're going to get started. So guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, we are now moving into our beautiful zodiac readings for our lovely collective. And we want to look at specifically the energy around this eclipse. So we have this Aquarius new moon coming up, and then we also have this wonderful eclipse. So what do we need to know? This is specifically, who are you when you're at this threshold, Aries? What part of you is being reborn? Let's start with that. So this card's going to reflect your current state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to Aquarian energies, which is all about humanitarian energies such as originality, rebellion, vision, and contribution. We're just going to start it this way, right? I'm going to pull them all at once. There's 5 cards. I'll pull here because you guys won't be able to see it unless I do. All right, second card, please. Woo, that came out quick, and that was a big one already. I saw what that was. All right, then we have the Shadow Teacher. Wow, they're coming out quick. All right, friends. I'm going to pull them up, and I'll show you everything. It's going to be a little hard, little bit of restriction on our camera here. All right. What's being initiated, finally, and then, wow, the Star card, purposeful. This is the Star card, which is connected to Aquarius energy. You are the vessel. Okay, here we go, guys. Bear with me while I'm just getting everything organized. Okay, for my Aries, here we go. Where you stand in your role during this eclipse season. Okay, here we go. You're looking right at the 8 of Swords. So, Aries, where are you feeling limited in your mind? Do you feel a sense of restriction? Are you feeling held back? Are you feeling in some way that you don't have as much access to certain parts of your energy? This is really a time, specifically Aries, over these next few weeks, when you might have to look a bit more within and restore your energy, your resources is what I'm hearing, in order to gain access to some of the wisdom that you have. Because I do almost see like the universe is like holding you back slightly so you don't burn out. There's so much energy for you right now. There's so many planets that could trigger you, Aries. And so I feel like a little bit of the restraint is a very good thing. So even though this is where you're standing right now, I think that's pulling you away from being more self-involved. So there's a sense of clarity here. It's almost like you know what is your highest good is being served right now by spirit restraining you. I think it's a good thing. It's also the energy of Saturn a little bit. this, Saturn makes us, it holds us back a bit. It tells us to wait. It tells us not to rush. All right. The second card for you is more your North Node in Aquarius is what they're saying. What inner gift wants to be awakened, Aries, for the greater good? Are you ready? Oh my God. Okay. Take a breath with me. This is your ability to recover from transitional energy. Okay, and I like to get the comments from the people in the audience that resonate here. So Imani, who is an Aries, is saying, definitely that is what I felt today, but the whole week my energy has been booming. Yes. So it's not a bad thing having a little bit of restraint. I think that it's then you are being cared for by a loving parent in the energy, right? Hello, Emma. So you have, in other words, you have spirit, your guide, sort of saying, it's okay, we got your back. We're slowing things down for a reason, is what it feels like to me. Okay. So again, the second card is what inner gift is needing to be awakened for the greater good. I think it's your adaptability. It's being able to be flexible. So that's a really good thing, especially for an Aries. Listen, I have my Mars is in Aries, so my energy is there. And I really understand that. So I'm with you. Okay. Moving on for card 3. Again, we're on Aries. We are looking at a lot of energy connected to the astrology and the eclipse. Okay. So we're doing a prompt that's based on this book that I have. That's a wonderful, which I'll show to you later. And the question now for you here is, what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Wow. This is, me, I always get right to the heart of it. This is what I'm hearing, because look at this. We have the page of wands. I feel like, Aries, you don't like being a beginner. You don't want to be someone who's not seen as the lead authority or the person in charge. And so this is a Pluto in Aquarius energy for you. It's showing you your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency, and that it needs some alchemy. So, and really this is one of your cards, is this energy here. Okay, Aries. And so if anything, it's saying to you, it's okay to be the beginner. You don't have to be in the driver's seat. It's a bit of restraint, but it's a refinement of your energy. It's a maturing. And as we know already, the fire horse is really like Aries energy as it is. The year of the fire horse is coming square into us. We're going to have to pace ourselves this year. Those of us with strong fire placements are going to need to pace ourselves so we end up winning in the end. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. I love this for you, Aries. Again, I'm working off a book because I have this wonderful spread we're doing for everybody. Here's your 4th card, Aries. This is the threshold of creation with Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. Okay. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? You ready? 4 of Pentacles. Wow. The energy again of Saturn coming out. I'm just blown away. Okay. So here's the thing. There could be a power play going on, maybe not for some of you, but a power play in your own energy of who's going to be the dominant masculine energy in your space. The 4 of Pentacles, again, has us sitting on top of a heap and being a little bit stubborn and resistant and not wanting to move forward. Okay, Aries. So this could be, again, a change of dynamics, a change of spirit, a shift in your energy. And it's asking you maybe to step back and don't try and fight this fight. So you could be doing this internally. It could be just this shift that's going on in your 3rd chakra, but it's definitely a time to say, okay, I'm not going to do this power dynamic. This struggle is not necessarily for me to tussle with. Okay. I'm going to stand back and look at it and figure out, okay, I don't need to throw myself in the ring to make this thing happen. Let's let someone else fight it out. This is something I'm really figuring out especially in the online space when there's so many volatile things going on. Again, I have my Mars as an Aries, so I can really when it comes to political matters, I can get very combative. It's easy for me to throw down and, start screaming at the television or other people, especially with the hearings right now with Pam Bondi. I mean, I'm just like throwing things at the television, but at the same time, what's the long-term gain of that? Am I, or any of us, getting any further by arguing? What would we be better? How can we better serve ourselves and our community instead of going to the lower place, right? Like Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we got to go high. And what she meant by that is just don't get, is it going to make a difference for us to get tangled up in things that really aren't going to help the situation? So this is for you, Aries. Okay, I get it. I'm a fighter. I know. I'm with you. Okay, the last one for you, Aries, yummy. The Wheel of Fortune is here. We have this. This is your anchor card. This is the star card for you. Okay, your affirmation here is, I am a vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation into the world. Okay, this is drawn for you to really essentially get as much as you can. This is your star card, is that you change quickly. You do not stay stuck and stagnant. This is an incredibly important point for you, is to know you might get into it and feel stuck for a moment, but you are ultimately going to be changing. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm feeling also drawn, you guys. This is a deck I don't use very often. This is a numerology deck. It's very special, and it's all based on symbols. And my guides have been wanting me, and I'm going to bring this into my community. We're going to be working on symbols in the community, so make sure you're checking that out with us. But it's very much based on what symbols mean for each of you, okay? You might see a symbol of an apple or a tree or some kind of a like something that's connected to the moon, and what everyone's answer is for that is something different. Okay, so here's your card. This is going to be you looking at this. Okay, this is also the point of 0. Look at all these things that are here, and let me know in the comments just what pops up again. And this even has like a secret language, which I haven't figured out yet. But what I noticed in this card right away, yes, it's a cerulean deck. It's an incredible, oh my gosh, Riri. I mean, I'm obsessed. If you figured out the language, let me know, because I have not. I think that's, it's going to take me some time, but I love that. I'm all about it. Okay, you can't see the whole card. There you go. Very cool. Okay, there you go. Is that better, Imani? Now, okay, good. Thanks, love. It's a little hard because I'm backwards. Okay, sorry, I'm going there. All right, so yes, this is the Cerulean Tarot. I mean, the Cerulean deck. It's incredible. Now, the thing that I noticed first was the chasm in the ground there, right? And if you allow yourself to just realize, and also it's the number 0, so it's starting again. It's like falling into the void, right? So this is for you, and I want to thank our lovely Aries, and we're going to move on now. We're going to Taurus. Who is a Taurus here in the chat? Sun, moon, rising. All right, friends, and we're so glad you're here. Again, if you can't stay for your sign, you can come back and you can listen to this tomorrow. Everything will be time-stamped. We're having a bit of fun tonight. If you guys know me, I'm a bit, I'm definitely I love anything that's connected to esoteric study, greater occult, and deeper meanings and symbolism, and doing reflection on that. And so typically my readings tend to reflect that, the depth and intricacy of spirit working through our lives. And also this is connected to astrology. So let's go. All right, again, Taurus, what do we need to know? We are pulling 5 cards, and ooh, that one wanted to come out for sure. And this is a spread that I found in a book I have, it's my calendar, which is all connected in to what's going on with the transits and astrology. So we're going to be pulling from that, and I love everybody gets to sort of play with this. Does anyone have any prominent planets in Taurus? All right, so the first one we're doing here, Taurus. The prompt is, who am I at this threshold, and what part of me is being reborn? Ooh, hello, Taurus. King of Swords. You are moving into your higher mind. That's what I'm hearing. You're also pushing through things where you have an opportunity, I would say, to work through things, possibly mental blocks that might have been holding you back. So the idea that you've been waiting for, the gift of something new coming about, the transition, which you're trying to get clarity on, it's going to start shifting. There's an opportunity here for you with the King of Swords, right? He's in charge. He's sitting in the driver's seat. This is an energy of power, clarity, clear communication. So again, the prompt, who am I at this threshold? What part of me is being reborn? This card reflects your state of consciousness, Taurus, revealing how you relate to this Aquarius energy, okay? Such as originality, rebellion, vision, and contribution. That's not always normal for a Taurus, right? That's not always normal for a Taurus. All right, next, Taurus, we have the card that is what inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good. Wow, the Three of Wands, Taurus. This has a lot to do with travel. This has a lot to do with partnership or working with people to manifest and create something of inspiration, of power, of, I would say, passion. So this specifically is you. I want to say this is going to go along with the idea of being King of Swords, which is clarity and something being reborn, something coming about. The Aquarius energy is very much a newer energy, and it's something from out of left field typically. So connecting with other people is going to be something that's going to be really helpful for you during this time to be able to express those things. It's saying the inner gift that wants to be awakened for the greater good. So I love this energy. It's revealing the seed of your soul's offering to the collective. What genius frequency longs to emerge? How can you align personal growth with wider social impact? Well, that's definitely collaboration. Okay, Taurus. Beautiful energy. Next, we have your shadow teacher. Okay, here we go. You have a lot of wands coming in here. So you have the shadow teacher. This is Pluto in Aquarius, all right? What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, this card is revealing the seed of your soul's offering to the collective, all right? Oh, we already got that. Sorry. So what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? This card shows where your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency needs alchemy. It may highlight the control you need to release or the power you need to reclaim. Wow. So Two of Wands is actually the energy of Aries, which I think is interesting. No problem, Amber. I see you. Oh, your kids got, oh, I'm reading that now. Your kids have Taurus placements. Yep, I'm accepting good news only though, right? Exactly. Like she's like, I'm done. Oh, amazing. I love that, Riri. Sorry, I'm reading a little bit of comments here. Your kids have Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus in Taurus. Wow. It's a lot. I know. Oh my gosh. We'll have to talk about that. Okay, so here it's saying this is really about what's your teacher. Okay, and when you're getting the Two of Wands, this is you being comfortable with putting yourself out there, Taurus. This is allowing yourself to be of inspiration, to be the leader in the front and not be sitting back. So this is not always comfortable for you, right? You'd prefer to sit back a little further, possibly. So those are things to think about for you right now. Okay, so now we're moving into we're getting the Lover's card. Okay, this is about what is being initiated, what dream wants to be made real. This is definitely something connected to your heart space. So this would be something that you have passion about, something that is special to you, something that maybe has been hidden, something that it's a heart-based, I would say, desire or creation that's coming into fruition, right? So this is something that you want to pay some attention to over the next couple weeks. That you might get some insight, Taurus, about putting forth more of a passion project. This could even be something that's more of a hobby too, I'm feeling, not necessarily work related. So it's nice energy. All right, Taurus, here we go. This is the final card. You've got the Death card, okay, which this is your gift. So this is the Star card purposefully because that's the card of the sign of Aquarius is the Star card. So it says it serves you as a luminous compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it, right? So this is a fantastic, remember, your power to transform, your power to be present during transitions or transformations, during endings, is a big part of your medicine. And that's what I love here. Okay. All right, Taurus. So again, for those of you joining me later and watching the replay, this is for Taurus. I am doing also, this is really a kind of an unusual, well, not unusual, but more of an in-depth take that we get here as far as, looking at what's coming up for the new moon and for the eclipse and deeper energy. So we're going to pull one of these cerulean cards. This is a really special kind of more symbolic card. And look at what we're getting for you. We're getting the number 4. And then look at all these gorgeous symbols, okay? Again, take a look for yourself if you have any placements in Taurus and see what you're noticing. The thing that's really standing out to me here is this beautiful like flower creation here that looks like a being. To me, this has to do with elemental energy, nature energy, spending time or drawing resources and connection from spending time outside. And remembering that even during times of challenge or contemplation, sometimes the best type of thing to get the clarity you're wanting is by spending time in nature. That's really what I'm getting. Okay. Thank you so much, Taurus. I love it. All right, let's keep moving on. We're going to go to Gemini. All right, I know I got some Geminis in here. And if you're a Gemini watching later, make sure you say hello in the chat. All right. Also, you guys, be sure to like and subscribe if you are watching this for the first time. I'm so happy to have you. If you're new to my page, welcome, friends. My name is Carey. I am a medium, and I am doing channeled readings here for the collective for each zodiac sign. Now we are going to move on to our friends, the Gemini. So we're going to pull 5 cards for this. And these readings are definitely more spiritual and have depth in nature. That's the type of readings they are. I don't tend to be a person who does superficial readings. I look for problem solving and more of a deeper reflection of your spiritual path in your everyday life for healing and transformation and also for manifestation. So we're going to pull 5 cards for you, Gemini. And they each have a different meaning, and they're very much connected in with this time right now, which is the eclipse, this first eclipse, the new moon coming up in Aquarius, and what you need to know. All right. So the first card we're getting here, which is who am I at this threshold? Holy smokes. Look at you, Gemini. This is you. You're in your full power. You are the Queen of Swords here, right? So that's there. Let's be honest. It's complimentary for air signs to be in another air sign. It's a little bit easier for us. But as I'm in your energy, I feel like some pressure around my head. I am getting a sense of overthinking and vociferating over details. So really now this is about who am I at this threshold? What part of me is becoming reborn? I would say being in your natural element, not trying to be like somebody else, not trying to hold yourself back, not trying to stop yourself from the processes that you normally would inhabit, and that you feel more of a connection towards accepting yourself around this time. It's a little bit more natural for you. And that could be based on some of the transits going on or just complementary for you. I would imagine that could be something. So this is pretty special, I would say. This is where you're at, is you're in your own element. Okay. I like that. Next, we have what inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good. Well, guess what? 6 of Cups. And I'm seeing this having room and a seat at the table. Okay. So if we think about what gifts are being awakened for the greater good, this would be a card of making people feel comfortable, including people who maybe don't feel welcomed, and being, I would say, someone who's a team player. That's what I'm getting. So you have the ability, because you're so sharp and you're so quick, that you can tell when things are off balance with people. And this is a time of you drawing people. This is an opportunity for you to draw people in. And Aquarius energy is a humanitarian energy. they don't just do things for themselves. They do things for others as well, for betterment of people and the planet. So this is you helping other people feel included, like they have a seat at the table. That is your gift, is what I'm seeing. Now we're in the shadow teacher. Okay, what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Well, remember we were just talking about the air. You can also get very stuck in your head. You can see both sides of things and have a hard time making decisions. You can vociferate over details on each side, and then even though you thought, oh, I made a decision, be left feeling a little bit empty because you didn't finish the task. So I would say this is a time for you to think about if you're getting too caught up in looking at all the details and moving more into a time of action. Okay, Gemini? All right, next card for you specifically is what is being initiated. Ooh, we have another. Oh man, you're bringing out all your power tools here. This is no joke. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? Well, you being the authority, you being the communicator, you being the leader, you being able to be in a position of power. So you could be in a place right now in your life where you're wanting to really own being in the leadership position and not being held back or limited or stopped, and really wanting to trust that process. And speaking out, and also allowing yourself to have your ideas be shared. So that's something I think it's important. So that's being initiated. That is part of who you are. Next, we have the star card. Ooh, I like it. Okay. You've got a couple of the number 2 here. So what is being, this is affirmation is, I am a vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation of the world. So the star card, this is purposely drawn. This is your hope. I think the 2 of Pentacles has a lot to do with you leaning into so many options for things that you want to build, invest in, and create. So it's good to have a lot of options, and it's good to be able to invest in different things. I just think you want to make sure you're not waiting or holding yourself back. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, Gemini. All right, so with Gemini, let's pull an oracle card for you and to see what we're getting here from the Cerulean deck. All right, what's coming forward for you? Thanks again for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. Ooh, we're getting the number 8 here. Okay, manifest in miracles is what I'm hearing. I'm also getting, there's a lot of cool symbolism on here, including this archway. So this has to do with portal energy. Okay, Aquarius, you'll notice this arch here. About 6 weeks ago, Spirit was giving me very clear information about arches and us making places in when we go into meditation in the spirit world or in the liminal spaces with our guides and those that we care about in the spirit world to be able to connect. So creating sacred sanctuary spaces in order to get information and to have experiences. And so I'm feeling that for you here is making time so you have the space and you're able to make the connection so you can get the information and work on whatever it is that you need to work on. So that's an important number. And also the number 8 is a number of working at something. It's a number of investing. It's a number of things paying off for you. Okay. All right, my friends, how we doing, everybody? Again, we are going through the zodiac and we're really reading, everybody. This whole reading is based upon, again, looking at things in depth for each sign. Your sun, this could be your sun, your moon, your rising. Some people like to do Venus or the North Node for this. You can decide that for yourself. And I am doing a 5-card spread, which is really based upon the transits right now in astrology and the new moon coming up in Aquarius, as well as the eclipse. So we're doing some little more in-depth questions. And this is going to be for our friend Cancer. Okay, who's a Cancer here? Sun, moon, rising. All right, and again, if you're not able to stay, this will be tomorrow, all timestamps, so you can come back and watch your sign. We're pulling 5 cards for each sign, and they each have different placements and information. So let's see what we're getting. All right, and I'm going off of this book that I have. It's a wonderful I'll show it to you quickly. It's called the Many Moons Calendar. It's something I got this year. It has incredible information about the transits and about the new moon and the full moon. It's fantastic. Okay, here we go for Cancer. What do we need to know? Okay, we have the Emperor coming out. Hello. All right, here we are for the threshold. So this is happening during the eclipse portal for you. Hello, Cancer. Who are you at this threshold, and what part of you is being reborn? Well, leadership, dominion, standing up for what you believe in, not allowing yourself to feel conquered. That's what I'm hearing. So this is a time for you, Cancer, of bravery, of empowerment, of leadership, of clarity in what your beliefs are. So you may feel called, again, to push forward. The energy of Aquarius leads us to do things that are unexpected, and some places within us that maybe feel new or something we haven't visited in a while. This card reflects your state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to the Aquarian energies, okay? Such as originality, rebellion, vision, and contribution. So you're feeling that motivation to step forward. Fantastic. All right, Cancer, here we go. Page of Cups. And this is for what inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, to serve. Now, you are a Cups energy because you are Cancer. So this would be maybe serving in a role of something that's newer for you. I'm getting a sense for some of you about volunteering, doing things that maybe you don't normally do or are feeling compelled. Very interesting for me. I have my North Node is in Cancer. So I'm doing things that are really aligned with Cancer often. I've been really feeling compelled to do civic duty, civic help in my own neighborhood. And like, for example, I just was able to go to jury duty, on Wednesday. It's this kind of energy, is to serve, not having to be the leader, but just learning from that type of service, okay? And that's very Aquarius energy, is helping out humanity, right? Doing that type of work and service, all right? Next, we have the shadow side, Cancer. Interesting. What power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? So there could be energy for you right now, Cancer, coming up around finances, around feeling like you have enough, around being able to feel that sense of, I would say, is my investment going to pay off? And I'm feeling for some of you, this might be a time to pivot financially, Cancer, and to really trust the process. Remember that the Pentacles energy doesn't always move very quickly, but I'm hearing your investment will pay off, okay? So you've got to work on transmuting that fear. I know I can attest to that. I've been working on that this week. All right, so here we have prompt. This is what is being initiated. Oh, the Hangman. What dream wants to be made real? This is interesting because this card speaks to the Aries call, which is very different than the Hangman energy, to act with courage and vision. What structures must dissolve for your dream to take root? Well, first of all, Cancer. This is actually, did you know that the Hangman is a Cups energy? It is connected to the Cups. So if you're feeling like you'd rather take a pause and go back into your shell than to be able to stand up and take leadership in this, so you're needing to transmute that sense of safety and security. And to realize your safety and security comes with you. You can trust your intuition and your inner knowing to lead you and guide you, and to give you a new perspective about what the situation is. Final card here for Cancer, the Devil. All right. So this is interesting because the Devil's connected in with Capricorn. And this affirmation says, this is the star connected to the Star card. I'm a vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation to the world. So the Aquarius card serves as a luminous compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it. I want to say something about this energy for you, Cancer. This to me is much more about you sharing your wounds and your your scars and the things that you've learned from some of the difficulties you've been through. That's what I feel like this is connected to, because I think the energy of the devil likes us to stay in illusion. It likes to keep us looped and thinking that nothing is going to work out. So we have to keep working. So this is you just being really honest and saying, no, actually, these are the things I've learned. And this is why things are getting better and you're leaning into being more vulnerable and open. Okay. All right, Cancer. Let's see what your Cerulean Oracle card is saying for tonight. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here. My name is Carey. I'm a medium, and tonight we are doing zodiac readings. This specifically, friends, is for the upcoming new moon in Aquarius, as well as the solar eclipse that's coming up. All right, look at this one. All right. Ooh. Number 1, we have the card of new beginnings. This is for you. But notice that even if you have a new beginning, you are surrounded by friends and there is balance and harmony. You'll notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6, which is a foundations card, right? Knowing you're not alone and there's strength in numbers. Sometimes I think Cancers can be a little bit prideful in the sense of insulating themselves so they don't always ask for help. So just being aware of that. Strength in numbers. All right. Who do we have next? Of course, we have Leo energy. So this is for all those wonderful Leos out there. If you are a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or even your Venus. Some people do like to make this their North Node. I think that could be absolutely. Oh, yes, we have Rising and North Node in Cancer. I love that. Yes, that really resonates for me with you, Amber. Oh, did you see that? Did you hear that? Oh, my goodness. That was Archangel Michael falling down when I made that noise. Yes, sir. This is like a little bit of a movement energy around here. All right, we'll take it. Big Leo energy coming in. We have a lot of strong Leo things going on this year with transits, guys. You should definitely look that up. So paying attention. Okay, Leo, what do we need to know? We're going to pull 5 cards for you, friends. Hoping this all makes sense. If you're watching this on the replay, please go ahead and make a comment. Let me know if this is resonating. I know people love these zodiac readings. We don't always have people always in attendance because they're a little bit longer, but the replays are really fun having people comment later. And comments mean the world to me. And YouTube is a labor of love that is so in my heart. And I have so much of an affinity for being here. But it's always nice to hear people's comments. It's very supportive. It helps the channel. Okay, so this is for Leo. Ooh, where you stand now. We'll pull that one up and we're going to pull 5 in total, pardon me. All right, so Leo, this is interesting. Who are you at this threshold? What part of you is being reborn? This card reflects your state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to Aquarius energy, such as originality, rebellion, vision, and contribution. This is a very interesting energy because Leo energy is very compatible with a lot of the air signs. Yay, Dion. Woo, did you see that? Something's going on with the energy around here. Did you guys see that? Some energy around here. So today, you guys, we are looking at the energy for, in this case, with Leo, but also we have the card of Libra here. Libra and Leo do quite well together, and also Leos do very well with Aquarius energy, even though there's differences. They complement. And so I feel like what you're learning right now is restraint, balance. There's an air of being reborn, starting new things, and almost like I think, Leo, you enjoy this energy. Leo rising, love ya. You enjoy this energy of the Aquarius energy. You enjoy the intellectual. You enjoy the balance. You appreciate it. It makes sense to you. It may not be your normal state of consciousness or embodiment, but you like it. Something about it feels right. So that's what you're enjoying. Okay, here we go. 5 of Cups. Okay, this is a card of grief. So it's saying here, the evolutionary guide, North Node in Aquarius. Okay, so what inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? This card reveals the seed of your soul's offering to the collective. This has to do with you sharing your pain. So Riri says, yes, yes, I'm currently sick and having a hard time with sitting still, but I feel like Mother Universe is saying, sit. I know, my love. I totally agree with you on that. And it feels so empowering to allow spirit. And you could ask Archangel Zadkiel to do some energy work on you if you wanted, if you were open to that. Because of the transmutation, that's the card we pulled for the collective, and that's the spirit that came forth. And that's the violet flame energy. So that would really help as well, right? So what you're learning to do, Leo, is to share your journey, to share the pain, to not have to be in control so much, and to say, yes, it has been hard for me sometimes. Or what you're saying, I am being open and saying, yeah, this is where I'm at, and being okay with it. Now, this is your sneaker card. So this is the Ace of Cups. And this is, what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? The card shows where your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency needs alchemy. It may highlight the control of your need to release or the power to reclaim. One of the things, and it's interesting that you just said that, Riri, because I feel like this does have to do with receiving. Well, now I know Leos, they're very much a card of movement and action, and this is a card of sitting back and allowing more so. This is a card of healing. It's a card of, I would say, emotional depth or coming towards you, but it's also a card of like leaning in, that you don't have to have all of the movement and the power and the answers. This is just a card of like a receptacle card. Very interesting. Okay, Leo. Next, we have the threshold of creation, Saturn, Neptune in Aries. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? Well, Neptune in Aries, this is a very interesting thing, because this is a card of patience. This is a card of building something. This is a card of putting in the time, the effort, the energy in order to see the payoff, but it doesn't happen very quickly. So you are seeing that your hard work and investing in something, that's because you weren't always able to do that because you didn't see the rewards soon enough. And I feel like you've kind of changed your mind in some ways, Leos, in order to see that, well, it is a good thing if I keep putting my energy towards this. I'm gonna feel and see the payoff. And so that's what I feel for you on this card, which I think is wonderful. It's like an anchor card, they said. All right, so here we have it, the final one, and I love this. This is your card for the star card. This is your card that is related to hope, optimism. It serves as a luminous compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it. This is just your positive outlook, your ability to make things happen quickly. You know what? Eight of Wands, my Leo, I would say my midheaven is in Leo. So I have some of these tendencies of, especially related to work, of Leo. And the card I pulled for myself this year is the Eight of Wands, which is fast and rapid movement. And also it really fits in with the year of the fire horse. It's a quick moving energy. So if this is anything, the Aquarius card here, which is, it serves as a compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and it's going to change and be shown quickly, Leo, okay? You help the collective by sharing it. All right, what is your final card? This is for Leo again, for this, I would say, coming up next 2 weeks. And we're getting the number 2 here. This is a very unusual deck, you guys. It's called the Cerulean deck. So it mainly works from symbols, right? So you can gather what you will from this. Again, we are on Leo right now, about to move into Virgo. So stick with us. And again, sun, moon, rising, as well as north nodes or Venuses, whatever applies for you. So I'm getting this thing here about growth, about watching, nurturing something, especially with the Knight of Pentacles energy. This feels a lot to me. I'm noticing all of the gorgeous greenery growing in this, and also partnering. The number 2 is a number of partnerships. So you learning to, Leo, to get those, really work on those connections of being there for others and then having the payoff of those long-term connections. That's pretty special. All right, guys, we are moving on to Virgo. Do I have any Virgos in the house? Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars. This could also be your Venus. And we are doing 5-card spreads. This is really my readings. If you're new to my work, again, my name's Carey. So the readings I do tend to always have this, I would say, we're working on our spiritual growth. We're working on depth. We're working on healing. We're working on manifestation, transmutation, all these wonderful things. And so we are here for the depth, right? And this is for Virgo. So we pull 5 cards. This is all related to this Aquarius season. We're looking at the new moon. This is a new moon spread, but also we're considering the eclipse. So we're pulling 5 cards here. And let me just see what they want me to do. All right. If you have any comments, feel free to put them in the chat. The chat is going a little slow today. Virgo, Moon, and Rising. Yes. All right. Let's see what we have here, Virgo. Ooh, again, the King of Swords. You know something interesting, everybody? For me, I often look at a Virgo energy as a King of Swords. Not always, but often, or the Swords energy. And I think because you're so closely tied in to Mercury, right? And Virgo has Mercury as a prominent planet. So that is also very much about communication, ideas, right? And so those two are interchangeable. So here's the card, where you stand, your role in this eclipse portal. Who are you at this threshold, Virgo, and what part of you is being reborn? Well, I would say it's learning. I'm seeing more of the sword with this. I think it's learning to cut away things that have tripped you up intellectually and possibly been given you a feeling of limitation of only a certain amount of options. And I feel like you're working on really clearing out things around your head. That's what I'm really noticing. And shifting your perspective about the tasks that you have in front of you. This can be connected to work in general or just things in your life, but there's a clearing going on. And, Mercury can be a very, I would say an overindulgence in too much thinking ad nauseum. But I feel like I'm getting Archangel Michael coming through and cutting some of those cords. So this is a pretty powerful energy. Next card for Virgo. What's your inner evolution? Wow. 5 of Wands. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of a note about this one. What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? So again, we're talking about Virgo energy. Now, for me, 5 of Wands has always been a card. I look at it like 5 different fire hoses going in 5 different directions. So it's learning how to decide which fire hose goes first, which one needs to wait, which one goes later, and what do we do with all this energy? What do we do with it? So what inner gift wants to be awakened? It says this card reveals the seed of your soul's offering to the collective. So it's a time to get clear. It's a time to understand which fire hose are you pulling out, which is going to be the thing that you move towards, which is the thing that's going to give you clarity, enlightenment, which is the thing that's going to inspire you. So it's a little bit of a time for understanding that. Now we're going to be looking at the shadow teacher. Aha, Queen of Swords. Again, you have 2. You have the King and the Queen of Swords. Again, that Mercury energy coming in for you. What power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Well, I would say being idealistic or possibly having unrealistic beliefs. Maybe doing too much measuring and wondering if you'll get gain based upon your actions. The Aquarian age is all about expansion. It's not about limitation. It's about thinking of the other. And then it's also about the big picture. And sometimes Virgos can get stuck in the minutia. So you want to think about, okay, what do I need to face? What am I trying to limit or over measure? Okay, next card. Again, we have the 8 of Wands. That's a fantastic card for you. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made? This is the threshold of creation, which is Saturn and Neptune and Aries. So I'm hearing getting out of your own way. So the things that you've been just diligently working on over time, I feel like some of these things are going to start paying off. I think you're going to be given some opportunities. I think you're going to be like in the front or be seen as for your leadership and all the time you put in. So things are going to be switching for you quite a bit here, Virgo, over these next several weeks. All right, next we have the Knight of Wands. This is really your star card, right? The affirmation here is, I'm a vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation into the world. This Aquarius card serves as a luminous compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it. This has to do with you just pushing out of your own way, not being so constrained or being too conservative, and really being able to open up and share what you have. That's really what I'm getting for you. So don't hold back. All right. And now let's pull you an oracle card. All right, Virgo, what do we need to know from this interesting deck, which I'm still figuring out? Ooh, look at this. We have the number 5. That is the number of change. Because remember, we had 5 of wands here. So now we have 2 5s. So for me, this has to do with you coming to terms with possibly things you're uncomfortable with, things that you like to have tied up and, tucked in, I's dotted, T's crossed, but maybe just feel a little bit messy, and being okay with what you've been given. That's really what I'm getting. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be done. That's the start. All right. All right. I love that so much for Virgo. Right, I know we have a couple Virgos in the house. Libra, who's a Libra? Well, I'm a Libra. So this will be for me and my fellow librarians. Haha, Librans, here we go. What do we need to know? Let's spill the tea on ourselves. I'm ready. Sun, Moon, Rising. North Node. All right, friends, what do we need to know? All right, give it to me straight. What do I need to know? Ooh, that came right out. All right, you pulled 3 cards. Do you want me to take them? All right, I'll take it. Jeez, all right. That was basically like a call out. All right, here we go. Sometimes that's how it happens for you, when it's your own sign. They just say, spill that tea. All right, are you guys ready? This is for Libra. Guess what? We got this beautiful card, which is very connected to us. It's the card of Leo. This is the card of strength. This is actually my numerology number as well, for me at least. So here we have, who are you on this threshold? What part of you is being reborn? This card reflects your state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to Aquarian energy. This is leadership, straight up leadership. This is stepping into the roles that you're being asked to step into. This is separating yourself from having to feel small and modest and trying to protect everyone else's ego. This is just getting out of your own way and following the inspiration. This is not about, do I seem like I'm doing a good thing? Is this right? This is not about overloading yourself with overthinking and vociferating over topics. What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, you are a humanitarian as well as a Libra. So you do think of the other. This is an inclusive part of, if this is your personal life or the places where you connect on a regular basis, this is you showing up and being present for the other people in your life and giving them hope and a vision. All right. This is the gift and the skill you have as a Libra of being able to really see the other side of things and balance things out. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Page of Wands. This is the shadow teacher. What power, dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Well, this card's showing us our relationship to technology, to power, to personal agency, and all of that is going to need alchemy. All right. Because this is the Page of Wands, this is a little bit of that. I'm going to call it what it is. Sometimes Page of Wands can be a little bit irrational, a little pushy. They can be overzealous sometimes, and they do have to learn patience and trust. So this could be something that you're learning to have to do those lessons, because sometimes things just take time, and sometimes you don't have all the answers, and all the parts of the puzzle aren't worked out yet. Okay. All right. Again, welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, we are doing a walk through the zodiac for this upcoming eclipse season, as well as new moon coming up here in Aquarius. All right, now we have card 4, the threshold of creation. This is the energy of Saturn. Well, this is the card of one of the cards of Saturn. Neptune in Aries. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? I'm going to be honest with you for Libra. I think one of your dreams is to attain, amass at least, and be able to get financial stability. But I also feel like you sometimes put yourself into the ground based upon not having as much knowledge about finances. So I think this is about restraint in a good way and using the energy of Saturn to separate yourself from the things you think you absolutely have to have and need. So there's a little bit of discipline coming in for us here, which I'm not mad about. I can do it. What about you guys if you're a Libra? But then we also have even further, look at all these pentacles coming out for us right now. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. So this is your card of hope. Your hope, what you can believe in, is that the foundations you've been putting down, Libra, the seeds that you've been sowing, the relationships you've been nurturing, and the going slow and at this incredible pace consistently is going to be the thing that pays off in the end. Okay, your patience is going to pay off. Okay, I'm going to take a look now at this cerulean oracle card, and then we're going to move on to Scorpio. All right, let's see what we got for Libra. Let's see what the number is. God, this is crazy. I got this symbol. Again, is this a symbol or what? Check it out. That symbol to me is probably everything. And I'm going to have to come back to this and maybe even put this on my altar. Because this looks like, and I'll show it to you in a minute, this is a number of rings that are interconnected. You don't know where they begin and end. There's also an infinity circle here. And this looks, guys, like something I have in my house, which is a wreath I made with my own hands. It's in my kitchen right now. And I was looking at this card deck. I was like, oh my God, that symbol. Look at it. It's multiple circles connected and endless. The image of a circle is something I'm learning about also in Lenormand, that a circle is something that it keeps repeating over and over, but it also gives you commitment and certainty. So how do you have that commitment and certainty without burning out? Right? There you go. All right. Here we go, Scorpio. Who's my Scorpios here? Well, I have a Scorpio rising. I also have several planets in Scorpio. So let's see what we have for Scorpio. All right, Scorpios. Let's do a little bit of shuffle the deck. Shuffle the deck. All right, so 5 cards we are pulling out for Scorpio. What do we need to know? And we will do this reading. What we are looking at, again, just to remind you if you're new joining us, this is really more about the eclipse energy as well as the new moon in Aquarius coming up for the end of February 2026. So let's see what the first card is. Oh my gosh, 10 of Swords. All right, Scorpio, hard work and discipline and distance. This is a tough time for you right now. 10 of Swords is an ending of cycles. It means that the hardships, the intensity, the cruelty you had within you is coming to a close, and there may need to be a little bit of a time for resetting. That's what I'm feeling. Don't feel like you have to jump right out there and go to the next thing. And energetically, when I see this card, I always feel like, okay, it's been a rough time in the last maybe year or so. So know that this is on its way out, right? It reflects your state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to Aquarian energies. So I wouldn't say Aquarius and Scorpio are necessarily compatible, but I think that energy can learn from each other. And I think you appreciate the wisdom of Aquarius and the intellect and actually looking at things from a fuller perspective. Now we have the Queen of Cups. That is your card, right? That's a card of a Scorpio, feminine at least the energy. Again, gender is not the important thing here. So here's it. Here's the prompt. What inner gifts wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, you using your depth of knowledge, your compassion, your care, your understanding, your relatability. That's your magic. So sharing that and knowing you, when it comes to depth, nobody can outscore you, right? It looks like a Celtic knot. I know, it's incredible. It reminds me of things I've seen like on movies. Movies are more sci-fi movies, that thing. Right? So this is your inner gift, sharing that. Don't be afraid to share that gift of healing and wisdom. All right. Next, we have the shadow teacher. Now, this is in reverse. Okay. So the 9 of Wands is in reverse. It's saying, what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Well, I think that this has a little bit to do with trusting yourself. I think it has to do with not wanting to get burnt out again. Therefore, but the problem is then you don't want to move forward. So you feel a little bit stalled, not stuck, but stalled. It's almost like there's some work you need to do, but you're resisting it. And it's not a hard stop resisting it. It's just like, okay, I'm done. I'm so overloaded. That's what it feels like to me, at least. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. Here we go, Scorpio. The next one is what's being initiated. Mental health. Initiated also has to do with the courage to look at repeating cycles, how you get stuck, using that wisdom from your own journey in order to provide others with insight, guidance, support, and holding space for people. So this is actually part of your medicine and your magic. You're being given a leadership position, and you have the ability to step into your power, right? This is a perfect example. Just I'm gonna get a little political here. I'm okay with it. Pam, guess who's a Scorpio? Who was on up with the grand jury yesterday? Blonde hair, right? Look at her right now, right? She's going through really her own version of purgatory. But her difference is she's not willing to admit that all these things are going on, how much pain she's inflicted, or denying. How much pain is she denying? When you're more of an enlightened Scorpio, you're going, yes, I'm using the pain that I have gone through in order to help heal. Okay, who's with me on that one? See what I'm saying, guys? It's all relevant. Ooh, here comes, I can't remember him. Oh my God. Here we are, Lord of the Rings. You're welcome. Here's this card. I am the vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation into the world. That's right. You sure do. You can't necessarily, Scorpio's energy for being psychic is almost unmatched. And many of us are really psychic, but Scorpio has a depth of psychic ability, and it's because they see all the way down to the very depths. They are the ultimate sort of like remote viewers of intricate patterns and energies, and they are not afraid to look all the way down to the very bottom. Okay, that is a gift. It's a gift for many. All right. I'm still not seeing everyone's comments, and that is okay. I'm good with it. I think we are all on the same team here. I know that for some reason the StreamYard is not being nice, but that's okay. All right, what's your final card? All right, Scorpio. Ooh, this is so pretty, you guys. We got a number 7. Look at this one. Really love it. This reminds me of probably some like botanical gardens and some of the like trees that they would have there that are very unique and sculpted. These are kind of like bonsai trees a bit, but aren't they beautiful? And it's also the number 7. What is the number 7? The number 7 has to do with discernment. It has to do with figuring out what you're keeping and what you're letting go. It's pruning. It's understanding what that involves. So dive in. Okay. Love it. All right. Where are my Sagittariuses? Sun, moon, rising. I have a Sag moon. I love my Sag moon. keeps me buoyant. Again, if you're new, welcome. We are doing this beautiful zodiac readings, I should say zodiacal readings. We're going through one by one. We are now on Sag. If you have missed this, guess what? You will be able to have a chance to look through because everything will be time-stamped tomorrow. If you haven't met me, hello. My name is Carey. I'm a medium and so happy to have you on my channel. I also teach psychic development and I have a wonderful online community, which I would love to invite you to join. It's absolutely free to join. It's called The Sanctuary. It's a healing space, very supportive and loving, but also a great place just to be able to grow together. And we do the way we have it. I have it on this amazing platform called School. So it's really easy and user-friendly to use when you're on the go. You can do it when you're on your phone, what have you, and you get to participate. And we do a lot of wonderful, like right now we're doing a spirit guide challenge. It's 10 days of taking it at your own pace, learning to connect with your guides in all these different ways. Really lovely. And under like 10, 20 minutes a day. All right. So this is for our wonderful Sagittarians. We're doing 5-card spreads. This is specifically for the eclipse coming up and then the new moon in Aquarius. All right. Here we go. This is for Saggies. Oh, still keep going on these. They want me to keep going. All right. Guess what, guys? They're telling me to change decks. I cannot. I'm still going to keep it kind of classy, but we're going to move into this deck, which is also one of my favorite beautiful decks. So stick with me, guys. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. Sagittarius, 5 cards, please. Thank you. I need to get a shuffle on this one. One more. There we go. Now it's ready. All right. This is for Sagittarius. Ooh, moving things. Look at that. New moon coming out. That's what we're looking at. All right. Next, Ace of Swords. I wasn't expecting it to flip up, but there we are. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, so where you stand, your role in the eclipse. Doesn't that look like an eclipse card to you guys? Oh, that's interesting. All right, so who am I at this threshold? What part of me is being reborn? It feels very important to you guys. This is for Sagittarius. This feels like almost you coming into your own during this time frame. So you being reborn, it feels more like herself. Exactly. Yay. I know Gandalf. Exactly. I'm getting caught up. Thank you. I know. I was like, the chat's always delayed. So, this has to do, I feel like for Saggies, there's going to be something special that must be happening coming up for you because this is a really powerful card. It means it's sort of like you're in your element over the next couple of weeks. You're stepping into it. It feels like there's something going on for Sagittarius here with your consciousness and your awareness and clarity. And that's why I think they even made me change the deck, the occult deck, into this deck, because you're planting yourself squarely into this energy and ready to take the next steps, whatever that is for you. I feel like some of you are going to be moving into like finally doing the thing you've been wanting to do. You're separating yourself from things that have kept you stuck and you're ready to make your moves. I'm really excited about that. Regina, love it. All right, guess who's coming to dinner? Ace of Swords. This is the evolutionary guide North Node in Aquarius. What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, communication, your ideas, your insights, leadership, right? Bravery, putting out your ideas, sharing your ideas, right? This card reveals the seed of your soul's offering to the collective. What genius frequency longs to emerge? Well, your ideas, your communication, your vision. Okay. How can you align your personal growth with wider social impact? Well, sharing your ideas. You're going to be victorious in this. You can see here, you've got the laurel here as well as the crown. So that has a lot to do with you just feeling really comfortable knowing that you're stepping into your power. It might be new for you, but it feels exciting. Now, here's your shadow, 4 of Wands. What power, dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? The card shows where your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency needs alchemy. It may highlight the control you need to release or the power you need to reclaim. This feels a lot to me that maybe some of you are having home life holding you back slightly. Maybe there's a piece of you that is feeling reserved about possibly branching out, which is not very Sagittarius. Usually Sagittarians are very bold about this. But I think you're a little bit concerned about your loved ones and about how the changes you're making will affect them. So I would just say consider those things and see how that might make sense in your life in a way that works for you positively. Now we have the threshold of creation. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Look at that card. Love it. All right, what is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? This card speaks to the Aries call to act with courage and vision. What structures must dissolve for your dream to take root? What bold step will begin the cycle? Here's the thing about Sagittarians. You're bold. You take strong action, but you don't like to appear to be you don't always want to appear to be either emotionally open or vulnerable or to show your cards a little too early. That's what I'm feeling. So understand because the energy of Sag is very masculine. And again, this isn't gender related, but they like to be in charge and control. And so this is a little bit more like wearing your heart on your sleeve. That's what I'm getting. Right? So you'll notice leading with the cup, leading with the heart, leading with the vision. So take a look and see if that makes sense to you here. Okay, here's your beautiful card of affirmation. You are the vessel, cosmic vision. You pour waters of hope, healing, and innovation into the world. The Aquarius card serves as a luminous compass throughout the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it. So 5 of Wands is the card I mentioned to you. It's like the 5 different fire hoses going in different directions. You have a lot of passion. You have a lot of inspiration. You have much to share. This has to do with understanding how everything is interconnected to me. That's what I'm getting. And allow the balance of each part of the hose or the wand to find their way that they interlock with each other. If we step back just a touch, Sagittarius, and give it a little bit of patience and room to grow, you'll see how things connect. All right, so you don't always have to be right at the front. All right, let's bring you out one of the cerulean decks. That's coming right out. This is a very unusual deck. It's mainly based in symbols. Doesn't really have any meaning or cards. It means something to you. Aha, getting the number 9. This reminds me a little bit of the beginning of that last knot, and we have almost this sense of we have a key, we have a couple of cyclones, and then we have an arrow with one front. Again, person, a movement, and cyclone. This is a very interesting energy. 9 has a lot to do with completion of cycles. It has to do with fulfillment. It has to do with finishing out the details so you can get to the finish line. So what I'm getting for you, Sagittarius, is there are some of you who you have a few more steps in your process in order to finish the task that you started. So don't rush ahead too quickly. Make sure you dot your I's, and then you cross your T's so you can get to the finish line. All right, that's a beautiful, just lovely. All right. Okay, where are my Capricorns at? Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising. Regina, I've missed you. How have you been anyway? Friend, how are you? If you guys are in my membership, which I think most of you are, I don't know if you've joined yet, but if you guys haven't, Please join my membership. It is my spiritual membership. It is free to join. We have a whole free section, but I'm also opening up this month for people to do development circle. That's developing your intuitive, psychic, and mediumship abilities, your channeling abilities. And it's absolutely free to do those right now because soon those will be under the development circle part of the membership. So please feel free to join this month. All the information is found on my profile and at the bottom of this. Also be sure to subscribe. I'd love to see more of you. I'm planning on releasing a bunch of readings this weekend. So please be sure to hang out. All right, Capricorn. I love ya. My baby girl is a Capricorn. Ooh, that came right out. 3 of Swords. Oh, 4 of Swords. Okay, great. All right. Ooh, this is popping out. The Fool card. Okay, something's going on with Capricorn. Capricorn. Ooh, we got some good. They're wanting me to go face up. I haven't done that for anybody. Well, this one I am. Here we go. All right, what do we have? All right, let's start with the beginning, Caps. Cappies. All right, friends, where you stand, your role in the eclipse. Guess what? In this journey, what is your role in the eclipse? It's to take a back seat. It's not to be so up in front. Now, Capricorns can't always do that because they are the goat, right? They climb the mountain. They are the ones continuing working regardless. So them taking a little time off is not always an easy thing to do. So right now it is really saying, where are you at this threshold? It's taking care of yourself. Lead by example. So if you are a person who's, full on in your Capricorn self, sun, moon, rising, your north node, my south node's in Capricorn. So I have to learn to work in not in the opposite, but learn from the mistakes or the things I've already gone through in past lives. So this would be you learning to take a back seat, learning to step back, Capricorn. Give yourself some space. It's going to heal your energy body. It's going to heal your physical body, your emotional body, your chakras. So give yourself some time. All right, my friends, here comes the second card for Cappies. What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, what are the new things, Capricorn, you're working on? What are the new things that you're excited about? What books are you reading? What classes are you taking? You don't have to be the expert, Capricorn, in order to share what you're learning. You can go with enthusiasm. You only need to be a few weeks ahead of the person that you're sharing it with. And you're going based upon being also a student, which I think sometimes for some Capricorns is a little tough because they're an older part of the sign of the zodiac. So they like to be the trusted mentor. But no, you can go right alongside of the people that you're learning with. You can do it together. You can start a book club side by side in a circle. All right. So share that part of yourself. Now, here comes the challenging one, right? We have the 3 of Pentacles. Not always easy for you is to working with others. So what power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? All right. And I think that is being on equal footing with others, working as a team, collaborating and being of equal partnership. Learning to not have to be in the center, right? Learning to invest in the vision that's for the greater good, as opposed to just thinking about you've got to put it on your back and do it all yourself. That's what I'm getting, Capricorn. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. Again, all your comments I'm not as much seeing because the chat is very slow. That's okay. Here we have, what's your threshold of creation? We have Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. What is being initiated? What dream wants to be made real? Well, all your experience, right? The 10 of Wands is your lived experience. It is showing it's your endurance. It's what you've had to carry. It's you going through your own journey of, say, being burnt out, carrying a heavy load. And then, but also this could be you wanting to shift into another position. Maybe you're kind of done with the job you've been doing, and maybe you're at the end and you want to change. Absolutely. Class upcoming. Are you going to take a Reiki class? We love that, Linda. We're so proud of you. Let us know. Yeah, I love that for you. So 10 of Wands, we love that. Makes sense to you. I know. I was thinking that. Here's the thing. 10 of Wands, you're at the point, just because you're really good at something and you've done it for a long time doesn't mean you're meant to continue to do it for the rest of your career. Sometimes you need to make a pivot, change the direction, and that is good. And think about from your journey how much you're going to be able to help others if you pivot, because you made the steps. You did it. You absolutely did it. Quick thing I want to tell all you guys too. I know I'm talking about my membership and we're talking about all these things, but I am also, I help people as a small business mentor. And I'm opening up a second part of my membership, which is going to be for creating more spiritually based businesses. Well, spiritually based business, you could be doing all kinds of things, but you're approaching it from a spiritual level first. And it takes time if you're pivoting from doing a job where you weren't working for yourself and now you are. So that's going to be opening in later March. So look for that. I already have the curriculum, and I just finished a year-long doing it with my, both in private mentorship, but also with the students that I trained over the last 2.5 years. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a membership launching soon. Another same kind of, it'll be on school. There'll be a free tier. And then there's going to be a coaching and a class, blah, blah, blah. Lots of good stuff. I digress. I had to throw that in. So here's your final card for the Capricorn energy. This is your star card, right? 8 of Swords. It is your rough road is going to be someone's, you're going to save people so much time based upon the journey and the hard lived experience. You're going to be able to, people are going to pay you for your experience and your wisdom. And you specifically are going to be able to, remember, you can earn the living you want to earn. You can transition to the heart-centered business, and you can even be doing business systems, but you can be doing it with a spiritual flair. Or maybe your clients are they are spiritual creators, or you're doing some of that yourself. I'm just saying your experience and your journey is going to help others. That's what I'm getting. That totally was channeled. So let me know if that makes sense later, Capricorn. Okay, let's pull you with one of the ceruleans, and then we're going to move on to our friend, the Aquarians, which I know Amber's Aquarius. I know we got a few of you in here. All right, let's see what it is. What's your card, Capricorn? Oh my gosh, this is great. We pulled this, I think, before. This is also the number 0, and we have the planet of Saturn. We also have this other, these are just amazing. I need to spend a year with this deck. Look at this. So Saturn, convention, right? That's very Capricorn energy. That's the rings, right? Continuous, repetition. But also that wisdom can shape you, right? All the wisdom you glean from that, Capricorn, is going to make so much sense to someone else too. So enjoy that. Ooh, I love that reading, Capricorn. All right, we have 2 more to go, friends. This has been incredible. It's gone by really fast, and I'm enjoying it completely. All right, so here we go. This is for our dear ones, Aquarians. Now, Aquarians, because we're in your season, I'm changing decks. I'm going to go in with the Modern Witch. All right, I'm going to go in with the Modern Witch. Here we go. That's what feels right for Aquarius. So let's start it. Okay, let's start it. What do we need to know? What are our 5 cards for Aquarius? All right, what are they? Because I know you're showing me these. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Final card. 5. Thank you. All right. Here we go, friends. Let's get back to our list. What do we have? Oh, yes, the Water Bearer, but also Queen of Cups. Here we go, Aquarius. Beautiful. This is very representative of your energy right now, Aquarius. Where you stand, your role in the eclipse portal. Well, it's your portal. Who am I at this threshold? What part of me is being reborn? Well, I would say the part of you that's being born is embodiment of emotional parts of yourself, a deeper sense of embodied creativity. That's what I'm feeling, especially when we're talking about, because again, some people are like, oh, you're the water bearer. You are a water sign. No, Aquarius is an air sign. They understand the world much differently than many of us because they see the big picture. They're humanitarians, but they also can be more removed from it emotionally, right? Amber. Amber, you better take a screenshot of the thing you just posted, please. Take a screenshot. Okay, so Aquarius, this is also about not necessarily being so removed. It's embodied emotion, so not being as separated, because I know Aquarius is sometimes they can be, I mean, there's some of my besties. One of my besties is an Aquarius, and I love the energy. My daughter has, her Venus is in Aquarius. I love Aquarius energy, but it also emotionally, sometimes we can remove ourselves because you're so much looking at things from the big picture. This is about embodiment in your emotion and in your feeling self. Okay, friends? Next, we have, 9 of Swords. Here we go. This is you. Remember I said before about with the 9 of Swords? Notice the swords go through the chakras, but also if we allow them to, what are we learning? What inner gifts can be awakened for the greater good? Your pain and hard work will be someone's blessing. It's very similar to Capricorn. This is you using all the things you've already learned in order to take the next step, because your wisdom, your guidance, your healing, your pain will help serve so many others. I also feel like this could be to do with the gift you're sharing, could be connected to possibly old religious programming is what I'm hearing. So what you've had to go through in order to get to this place, right? This, your shared journey, holy smokes, big gift. You're emotional. Okay, this is a very interesting thing. 10 of Cups, Aquarius, the shadow teacher, Pluto in Aquarius. What power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? This card shows where your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency needs alchemy. It may highlight the control you need to release or the power you need to reclaim. This is interesting because it's a beautiful card. So one of the things I think this could be connected to is this should be this way. Your natural attachment to your own loved ones and the emotions that are there, which is natural, I feel like maybe get in the way of your clarity sometimes. Very natural. So I think during this time, you're being asked to step back and say, okay, where am I not giving enough room to what I'm feeling, sensing, and knowing is the right thing for my next step, because I'm so concerned about my people. I'm a little too close. And so I'm so close to my energy of watching out for my love, my kin, that I'm not allowing spirit to flow through me. So give yourself a little bit of grace and space on that one. That's kind of a big one. That's a big nut to crack. I mean, listen, I spent years not doing spiritual work because I was raising my family, and I wasn't asked to have to make a choice. And you don't have to make a choice, but you might have to get a little more room in how you're viewing things. It's just a view. That's what I'm getting. 3 of Cups. We love that energy. Teamwork. This is the threshold of creation. Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. What is being initiated? This is people-centric, working with people that you have a common connection and vision with, that you feel comfortable, where there's community, there's friendship, there's insight, there's purpose, there's challenge, there's good challenge. You challenge each other. It's connection, right? This is you connecting with those you align with, shared vision to do the things you want to do in order to move forward with your vision. You can't do these things alone. It's very, very, very difficult. We need to be in community with others who are like-minded. Final card for you, Aquarius. Look what we have, Knight of Cups. Another one. We started with the Queen of Cups, and now we're ending this part with the Knight of Cups for Aquarius. Again, we're looking really more, everybody, at this upcoming new moon, last part of February, but also the eclipse season. And now we're in Aquarius. If you aren't able to watch this till later, everything will be time-stamped tomorrow. Okay. So here's your final card before the Oracle card. We have the Star card, right? This is purposely drawn. This is your Star card. All right. And here's your affirmation. I'm a vessel for cosmic vision. I pour the waters of hope, healing, and innovation into the world. The Aquarius card serves as a luminous compass through the eclipse season, reminding you that your unique light matters and that you help heal the collective by sharing it. And this is just emotional healing, your heart-centered gift. That is your gift. Okay, Aquarius, I love that. Okay, let me grab you your cerulean, and then we're going to have one more to go, friends, and that will be our Piscean cards, our Piscean people. Let's see what we got. This is, again, your last card. This is an interesting one. We have the number 6. We're having a little octopus. We have a TV antenna. We have a couple of graphics. And then we have looks to me like an Etch-a-Sketch. For me, this has to do with you creating your own reality, right? You drawing in the lines of the things you want to make. You're the designer. You're being given the graph. Trust what you're getting, and then tune in here. This, for me, is tuning in to your guides and your loved ones. Sort of give you that information and input in order for you to design the life you're wanting. Boom. All right, last group. Where are my Pisces? Last one of the night. Our beautiful Pisces. We love you. And there's our Star card. Right? There's our Star card for Aquarius coming out, shining her light. All right, here's our last group. Hope this makes sense. All right, here we go, Pisces. Where are your 5 cards that you need? I feel like I need to shuffle a little more. It's been a really fun night. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you're subscribing and go ahead and comment. Let me know how you like these readings. It means the world to me to have you as channel members. Thank you for everyone who has joined and continues to support my channel. I love you. All right, Pisces. Ooh, a lot of pentacles coming up. Oh my God, hello. All right, so Pisces, there might be a change coming for you because you've got the Tower card on the table. All right, here you are right now. Okay, Pisces? Where you stand, your role in this eclipse portal. Who are you at this threshold? What part of you is being reborn? This card reflects your state of consciousness, revealing how you relate to the Aquarius energy, such as originality, rebellion, vision, and contribution. Interesting, though, is I feel like you're almost like a farmer. You know the best time to plant crops. That's what I'm hearing. So I feel like you're at a point where you're like, okay, I think I'm ready to do something new. I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to plant the seed. But also there's a little bit of hesitancy because you're not sure if it'll grow or if it'll grow fast enough. So there's a part of you that's almost got one, I'm getting this image, one wing is open of your wings that you're sprouting and one wing is still down. Okay. So remember, when you're just starting to lay down some new foundation, you're going to grow something that you maybe haven't done before. Remember, it takes time to build something new. And what's going to make it successful are the things that how you care for it over time. All right. Next, we have the evolutionary guide. See, the King of Pentacles. Amazing. North Node in Aquarius. What inner gift wants to be awakened for the greater good? Well, this card reveals the seed of your soul's offering. Remember, we have the seed here. to the collective. What genius frequency longs to emerge? How can you align personal growth with wider social impact? Well, in a lot of ways is what I'm getting. So for me, I think you, Pisces, remember, you're the oldest sign in the zodiac, and you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom to give, and the investment will be worth it. And the King of Pentacles is a very wise king. He takes his time. He knows when to plant crops. He knows when to yield crops. He knows when to let things go. And he has a natural, innate way of being connected to the land. So this is a good time for you to really trust your instincts and your knowledge. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Now, here we go. Pisces, the shadow teacher, right? Pluto and Aquarius. What power dynamic, illusion, or fear must you face and transmute? Oh, okay. This card shows where your relationship to power, technology, or personal agency needs alchemy. It may highlight the control you need to release or the power you need to reclaim. Well, this probably has to do with trusting others and collaboration, right? And letting other people take the front seat, but also letting yourself be in the front. So learning to not place all that off to something else or someone else, but realize this is part of what you need to do. So there's a lot of room here for you. Okay. All right, Pisces, here we go. This is the threshold card of Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. What is being initiated? Again, this card has come up quite a few times for people here, right? What dream wants to be made real? This card speaks to Aries' call to act with courage and vision. What structures must dissolve for your dream to take root? What bold step will begin the cycle? Well, this has to do with you not overthinking what steps to take. This has to do with you having courage and clarity, insight and wisdom, and also to be that person at the front of the gate, to say, I know that I'm worried about something negative happening, but I'm going to trust the process and I'm going to use my wisdom. Oh, it's hard to hear me? Okay. Is it still hard to hear me, guys? Let me know. Hopefully it's a little better. Sorry, I just saw that. I'm not sure why it's been doing that lately. Sometimes that happens. I'm talking right into my microphone too. I'll make sure I speak up more. So the Nine of Swords also really does tell us that, we're ancient. We've been through many battles and many difficulties, and it's not always easy to get to the finish line of what we're doing. But once we do, we have so much to share with others. All right, here's your guiding light. Change is here, Pisces. Expect that the things that you have put, that have been your structure that maybe don't serve you any longer are now being released and let go of. And that it is really time now for you to rebuild. Think about things in that term, and change is good for you. Change is coming. All right, last card of the night, friends. Here we go. And this is again for Pisces. So let's see what the final card is, okay? All right, we have a number 4. Look at this beautiful card. It has so much on there. It has a lot of appliances, and it has, oh my gosh, everything under the sun. So again, because this is Pisces and we have so many little nuance appliances, right? What makes things work? I feel like this has to do learning a level of patience for you. If you think about when you have something like a vacuum cleaner or a kettle, at some point, one of those items is going to need to be fixed. And you're going to need to maybe take it apart and look at all the pieces and understand what comes next. Or you're going to take it in and ask them what comes next. Be okay with the process of digging in and looking at what makes things work. That's really what I'm getting. Wow. Okay, my dear friends, this was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I hope you did too. I hope you can hear me now okay. I didn't see that message until much later. I'm not sure why my volume wouldn't be good. This mic is pretty, and I tested my audio before I came. I hope that gets worked out. I want to thank you all so much. Be sure also, please, to join my community. It's absolutely free to join. All that information is in the show notes. Thank you again. Please make sure to subscribe and share. All right, I'll see you in the next one. 2 hours on the nose. Take care.